Hey guys, Ryan here. So I've been doing a lot more photos and stuff on Instagram, and I don't know, I just thought it'd be kind of fun to do a little video just talking about the process between Lightroom to Instagram, and yeah, without much further ado, let's just jump right into it. Alright, so here we are in Lightroom CC. I personally like this version a lot more than the classic Lightroom, but I know that's a little bit up for debate. Anyways, I got an album here from our trip this Easter to Snoqualmie Falls, so we're just going to jump right into it. The very first thing I like to do is actually to turn on lens correction. What that does is that just gets rid of some of the distortion and vignetting, just makes it look a little bit more natural, and then from there we can hop back up and work on our exposure. So with the exposure, it's really just making sure it's not too bright, not too dark, just kind of finding a really nice even middle ground. And then something I actually like to do is take out some of the blacks to give it a little bit more of a vintage feel. Now what I'll do is I'll always overdo it right away, and then I'll kind of tone it down just so I can find the sweet spot in the middle there. And then it's really just getting the shadows and the highlights and everything looking exactly the way I want it to. For something like this, I'll really take the highlights down so I can see the sky and it's not all overexposed. It's definitely the beauty of shooting in RAW, I'd say. We can see if we flip it back to the original, it's not a huge difference, but it's enough where you can see more of the picture and it just looks a little bit better, I'd say. So we'll go, I always like to make it a little bit warmer as well, just makes it a little bit happier. It's just my personal thing. But this is the big thing, I'd say. It's working with the color mixer to even out all the colors. I don't really see a lot of other people doing this. So it kind of starts a little bit counterintuitive, but what you do is you hike up the vibrance and actually the saturation as well. I know it looks really terrible, but bear with me. We're going to go through every single color individually and really make sure that it's all even and they all play well together. So kind of the secret of this is just adjusting the hue to what it needs to be and then lowering the saturation back down to a normal level, and then using the luminance for brighter things that you want to stand out and then darkening things that are going to be in the background. So you go through it all once and then just do a second pass just to kind of even it out after that, once you get the colors not looking so crazy anymore. And that's pretty much all there is to it. It really makes a huge difference. If we turn off the color mixer here, you'll see it's a very big shift from what it was. But if we flip it back to the original, it's definitely a big shift, but it's actually not that bad, because what we did is we just made the colors look like what they're supposed to look like in real life, rather than maybe what the camera was capturing. And then from here, really, it's just all about effects. I mean, you know, I like to add a little bit of clarity and vignetting and stuff, but you never want to do too much. I really like it to be really minimal, where it's there, but you don't really notice it. And I think personally that's a better style. You know, I like to add a little bit of grain, a little bit of sharpening, but really that's kind of just the final finishing touches on everything. Kind of the last thing we actually want to do from here is gonna crop it for Instagram. Now what you want to do is you want to use a 4:5 aspect ratio. That's going to take up the most screen real estate when people are looking at it on their phones. So you just kind of shift it around, find where you want it to put it, and then that's it. I like it too here because you can actually adjust it if you want to change it later. It doesn't delete any pixels or anything, but going back to the original, we can see it's a pretty huge difference, but the picture doesn't look overly edited or anything like that, and I think that's the key here, is just to make it look like a really nice picture but not look crazy. Well, that's pretty much everything I do for all my pictures I put on Instagram. So let me know if you like this sort of thing. I'm just kind of trying out a lot of different things, seeing what I like, seeing what you guys like. So I will see you guys next time. So stay frosty.